Jackie, the Jokeman Martling.
What's up, Jackie?
Hello, boys.
How are you, sir?
Hey, buddy, you look very thin.
Jackie's, I know. Jackie's looking good these days. Looking all
Thin and
healthy.
fit. He's got a nice tan going on.
Thank you, fellas. I got a volume control.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Do you have a workout regimen you're doing?
Yes, I'm on the EL diet,
What?
the Eat Less diet.
Oh, all right.
And
That's all it takes, really.
every morning I swim, and then I ride my bike 10 miles in Center Island, you know.
What are you, junior high?
Turn around.
I swim, then I play.
Do some jumping jacks?
You know what? You're exactly right. You are exactly right. And the way I am, I take it as a compliment. You know, I was going out with a girl when I was 30, and she was like 18, and her parents called me, she was a Jewish girl from Syosset. Her parents called me Peter Pan as an insult. I took it as a total compliment.
Yeah.
You know, I ride my bike 10 miles down to the end of Center Island, back. It's the most beautiful landscape in the world, and I swim a half mile. And then I eat a big bowl of fruit and oatmeal. You know, I'm a single old man with no children. There's too much free time. So what am I going to do? Let's lose some weight.
He swims with the sharks.
I swim with the sharks.
Yeah.
How far is a half mile? Oh, how many laps? You're not doing laps? You're in the ocean?
I'm in Long Island Sound, so I swim to this sailboat, all the way out to that buoy, and all the way to this buoy.
That's
and
too
I keep asking,
creepy, man.
it's not creepy. Did you hear the shark joke? You hear the shark joke yet?
No.
The papa shark and the baby shark swim up to a bunch of people that are in the ocean, and the papa shark says, all right, we're going to circle them with just our fins sticking out a little bit. And they do that. He says, all right, now we're going to circle them with our fins all the way out. And they do that. He says, all right, now we're going to eat them. So the papa shark and the baby shark eat all the people. And the baby shark says, what was with circling them first? And the papa shark says, they taste a lot better without shit in them.
That's funny.
Now, see, we're talking about sharks, Norton. I'm not a comedian, but I got a joke on everything, Norton.
That's funny.
We have a shark joke, too, by the way. Remember from last week?
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I really don't.
We can't even repeat it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, the guy. Oh, yeah, that was just awful.
It wasn't a bad joke.
I'm just trying to figure out how we could say it.
Why didn't the shark eat the black guy?
Oh, man, I know. I'm not saying it either.
Why?
See?
It's the thought it was will doo-doo.
All right.
That's terrible.
It's a great joke. Somebody called up and said that. That was whale shit. I fucking howled for 3 days.
Yeah,
over
how
that.
stupid are we that we're trying to stump Jackie the joke?
But I never heard that before.
I can't believe I
We never
said
heard that
doo-doo.
one.
I
that's
had
all
no
right.
problem doing the racist part, but I didn't say shit.
Yeah, exactly.
At least I'm paying attention to something. Thank you guys for having me on here.
No problem. You swim, from, like you said, from sailboat to sailboat. You ever been brushed on the leg by something under there?
You know what? It's so funny. Twice in 40 years, I brushed up against a red jellyfish. And what happens is the man-o-war jellyfish have long tentacles. So if you swim through one, you get the actual lines on your arm where the tentacles hit you.
It hurts?
But it stings a little, you know. But in 40
Itches
years,
and stings.
twice, you know. But there's a lot of jellyfish out there. Sometimes at night, you guys you ever go swimming in the Sound at night?
I used to.
When
No,
you swim
that's
at
crazy.
night, you know, I never saw this in the 70s or 80s because I was probably too drunk. But when you swim at night, there's jellyfish that light up. They're fluorescent. So when you go like this, you remember beginning in Disney World when Tinkerbell would go like this? And
Yeah, you just
with
see,
every
like,
stroke,
sparkles.
You see
it's like
shit.
sparkles
Yeah.
because the motion lights them up. And you know, there was a famous scene in The Right Stuff where the lights went off on the aircraft carrier, but it was going through a portion of the ocean that had so many of those fluorescent jellyfish in it that it was lit up around the stupid
That's
aircraft
crazy.
carrier. And it's trippy, you know.
Is the
Night.
Sound clean?
It's so clean.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
And you know what's amazing?
Now
In
it
the
is.
late 70s, all of a sudden there was hospital garbage washing up. And I
Really?
was like, well, that's it. It's over because it's never going to get better.
Yeah,
and
you
then
never
they
think it's
cleaned
gonna
it
get
up,
better.
and, right, it never turns around, and it's so pristine. Come over. I'll make you a burger.
Come on over.
Make your burger.
Come over and make your burger.
Oh, we just lost Dr. Steve. We got to get him back on the phone. Jackie, you stepped in the middle of, I don't know. We were talking about this story. A chiropractor came on this woman's lower back.
He lost it. He, you know,
We talk
he was
about the perv switch on this show. Where,
massaging her a little bit,
Yeah.
doing the chiropractic on her chiropractor.
Well, you know how that can happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Well,
Did
no,
he
Half
really?
naked.
Yeah, he pulled his
but-
hog out.
He
No,
stepped
wait a
out
minute.
of the
Wait a minute.
room.
When a chiropractor's working on somebody, he's not they're not undressed.
Well, he had
Well-
this woman's like buttocks showing and her lower back, and he was kind of feeling around, whatever. It
Then he
was
got
all
a
on the
little
up and up
turned
until
on.
he left the room, comes back. I guess her head was turned the opposite way. She hears a zipper go down and hears what she interpreted as masturbation. And then they found DNA on her back of this guy.
Cumsies on her
apparently
back.
he made
No,
cumsies.
okay.
And it was his cumsies.
Can I ask
on her back.
questions?
Yeah.
Sure.
She's lying there. She hears his zipper open.
Yeah.
Hears the sounds of masturbation.
This is what we're saying.
And then doesn't do anything about
This
it till
is
she
what
goes to
we're
the
saying.
hospital to have somebody check for DNA.
That's
Yeah.
right. She
What about
obviously.
when something warm hit the back, the lower back? Wouldn't that be another clue?
Just taste it.
yeah.
She obviously was willing, right, Jackie?
Well, I don't know about willing, but she had to be somewhat aware.
That something was going on, right?
You know what?
right.
I'll be that bitch wanted it.
That's right.
That's what
No,
it sounds like to
seriously.
me.
That's what I'm thinking.
Not to make a bad pun, but there's holes in the story.
But it led to, I don't know how we got to this point.
Was it a white guy?
Yeah.
Oh, good doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor, of course.
There's too many black
Dre.
chiropractors.
Now, then we start talking about.
No, where does it
what
stand?
happened?
Is the guy? He's
What?
not indicted or
Oh, he's
anything.
arrested.
Yeah, he's in front of a fucking, like,
Oh, is that him?
Yeah, that's
Guilty.
him.
Guilty. Lock him up.
Why is he guilty?
Because he looks like the
He
guy
looks-
who slashed the cabbie.
He looks pervy.
Hey, he's white.
He looks pervy. But
You
then
know
we-
what? If he's chiropractor, how do you guys stand on that?
Yeah, it's not a doctor.
I,
Not a
It's
doctor.
not real. It's I think it's like
you know what? I got some adjustments.
voodoo medicine.
The adjustments worked.
You know what? It's like anything. There's so many people it works for, and you can't tell somebody when they get up and
Yeah.
they feel better. You can't tell them they don't feel better. So if it works for
But there's voodoo guys out there. They shake like salt shakers over your back, and all of a sudden that's supposed to do
What
something.
is that?
See, Jackie knows.
I went
then
to-
there's regular chiropractors that are really doing adjustments and trying to get your spine back.
My ex-wife's sister sent everything she owned from France in 2 huge boxes, the size of a house. And this poor little man delivered them to our house, so I felt bad, helped him move them, and crunched my knee, so the bones crunched together. So my knee was really bad, and all of a sudden I flew out to Las Vegas, and I couldn't walk. Steve Sharippa at the Riviera actually had to take me by a golf cart through the kitchen to get to this, and I was like Elvis going to, I was singing "Love Me Tender" going through the thing, but there were no doctors in Las Vegas, so Nancy sends me to one of these guys. I don't know what they're called. They have a name. And I go into this guy's office, and I always say you can tell how bad a doctor is by how many diplomas are on his wall. His entire 4 walls were full of diplomas, so I knew this
in
guy was a
trouble.
sham. And he did that. Opie, I sat on his
telling
thing.
you. You got
He
some of these
opened a
guys.
drawer, took out a vial of pills, and put them in your hand, and said, close your hand. I closed my hand. He says, now how's your knee feel? I said, it feels exactly the fucking
What the
same, you
hell
moron.
was he
Then he
And
said,
he gave
"Take
me
the
some
pills."
But I wasn't taking them.
Right.
I swear to you, I was holding them in my hand.
No, they do some voodoo shit, some of these guys.
That's insane.
And the
The
rest
guy
of,
had all these...
yeah,
I
and
wish
then
I-
the rest of the chiropractors are all pissed off at those guys.
Right, because they
they're
give
giving
them a bad name.
Exactly.
Oh.
So we're talking about this, and then it came up that some of these guys are doing internal exams or internal adjustments.
Now this is where
And that's why we got our friend Dr. Steve on the line, but we're going to, get you up to
so
speed.
Dr. Steve is not the guy that's
No,
indicted.
no,
he
no.
should be.
Yeah.
But supposedly
wait.
some people's backs are so bad that the chiropractor will stick, in one case that we had on the phone a few minutes ago, 3 fingers up his ass and then pull down on his tailbone or something.
And adjust
Well,
the
wouldn't that make
tailbone.
you forget about the pain in your back?
Probably why it works.
But we thought it's bullshit, and then everyone's calling, going, no, I had that done to me. My wife had it done. Oh, that's what how it started. A guy called up and said a chiropractor wanted to stick fingers up his wife's ass. Yeah.
Put your finger in my belly
So we're
button.
gonna get
That's
to the-
not my belly button. That's not my finger. That's the oldest joke. You know.
So, Jackie, we're going to get to the bottom of this with our doctor friend, Dr.
I don't want to
Steve.
talk to the doctor till you tell everybody where I'm working Saturday night.
Oh, nice.
I'm playing hardball,
That's
Morton.
how
I'm not.
it works.
Are you selling tickets? I'm not selling tickets.
In some places, yes. But if you want to see Jackie, don't go to Foxwoods Friday the 27th of... I fucked up my own plug. God damn it.
See, that's what you're getting.
Thursday
Norton.
through Saturday, October 14th through 16th. My tickets go on sale tomorrow morning. How about you?
Belmore Theater for Jackie the Jokeman. When is it? This weekend?
Yeah, it's this
Saturday.
Saturday night at 9:30 because they have a film booked from 1962 at 7 o'clock.
Are
so.
you kidding? You're
you know
following
what?
a film from
The
1962.
historic
I'm only
Theater.
kidding. I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
But they
Oh, okay.
finally stopped tearing down the old movie theaters. They're finally renovating them and make them into theaters. And a lot of these old movie theaters are beautiful. This place, I hosted the New York Film Festival there. And you go into a place with a nice sound system and a nice theater. What do you think? You think about, wow, I'd love to do stand-up here. And they said yes, so we're giving it a shot. But there hasn't been stand-up there
Jimmy
before.
did
So.
the old porn theater in Bayshore.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
is
a
that
theater,
like
too.
a vaudeville theater?
I don't know. It was good though.
It's an old porn theater, but now they're bringing in
Small theater.
The YMCA.
I love those little theaters.
One of the old
And the
theaters,
seats
yeah.
come all
bringing
the way
in
up.
comedy, man. We got Dr. Steve on the line. Dr. Steve, internal adjustments is what we're talking about today.
Yeah. Do you know anything about this, Doctor?
Well, I didn't have training in that, although I do internal exams.
Do.
This doctor has had his fingers up a lot of people's asses, Jackie.
You know what?
I
The
mean,
great
a
part is
lot.
not sticking your finger in a woman's ass. The great part is handing her a bill for it. She's writing out the check and he's sniffing his finger.
Where you stand with chiropractors, Dr. Steve?
Say that again?
Where do you stand as far as chiropractors?
I have great respect
Chiro.
for chiropractors who practice chiropractic. There have been lots of studies that have shown that chiropractic treatments work very well for low back pain. And the guys that I know, I just have chiropractors that I sent my patients to, and they were good, solid chiropractors and did what they were trained to do. Now, this thing about internal adjustments, if you think about it, if your theory is that manipulating the spine can help organs that are that are fed by the nerves that come from the spine, then you're going to want to do internal exams, because the only place you can get a hold of the coccyx, which is the tailbone, would be to stick your finger up somebody's ass and yank on it. There's no other way to really to do it. So,
Get the fuck out of here.
Dr. Steve, I got to ask you a question. Do you think when they were sitting around naming the bones that they were having a few beers and laughing their balls off when they named it the coccyx?
Absolutely, of course.
Are you seriously saying if you put your fingers up somebody's butt, you can manipulate their inner
Well, yes, you can. Now, whether that actually does you any good or not is something that's debatable. But if you believe that, then the only way that you can get a hold of those coccyx bones would be, because if you think about it, feel back there, you can feel your tailbone going right down.
Well, I've had my finger up my ass since we've been on the phone, Doc.
How's your back?
Well, you can
Yeah, I don't know. It feels so good.
You can feel on the outside, and you can feel your tailbone going down, curving down toward your asshole, and then it becomes sort of soft and fleshy. And if you imagine sticking your finger in there, you could manipulate.
Well, you imagine.
Manipulate.
You know what? You couldn't write this. You couldn't say, we need a bit for the radio tomorrow.
No,
Let's
no,
say
no.
that chiropractors put their... Would a
I never knew
chiropractor
this.
have the woman or the guy there... When they come in, they say, look, I think I'm going to be working your lower back and maybe digitally manipulating you, or does he just do that as a matter of course and hope that the girl doesn't feel the sperm hit the back of her? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
How do you make the move
Yeah.
from, all right, I'm going to make an adjustment on your spine, to I need to stick 3 fingers in your ass?
3!
Well,
Yeah.
What do you do? What do we do to the patient? Here's you go. All right, hold on.
Prison lube.
That is an uncomfortable conversation between patient and doctor, right?
You know what
How do you
I'd
get
like to
that
know?
point?
I would love to know the
progression?
relationship of the occurrence, like how often it happens according to how attractive the patient is.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting study.
If it's some old broad, you're not
450,
suggesting that.
65-year-old woman, he's never had his fist in there.
No.
No one over 250 pounds has ever had a coccyx adjustment.
They're walking around with really bad backs.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
all over the place.
Cheerleader that pulled something at the last football game she was cheering at.
Suffering from a shoulder injury.
You walk into his office, and he has 8x10s of all the women who have digitally taken 3 fingers. You know,
The
Anally
adjustment.
taken.
Yeah.
Come on, do you want to belong to the 3-finger club or don't you?
Steve, stay on the line. We're going with Bob in Philly. He's on the line with you. Go ahead, Bob. This is unbelievable. We saved this shit for you, Jackie, because we love you.
This is great.
All right, Bob, go ahead.
I just wanted to give you guys some legitimacy to the story. My sister-in-law is actually going to be graduating out of the New York Chiropractic College in the near future, and that is actually a legitimate adjustment.
So she's a lesbian.
It is what it is, man. I mean, they don't practice it in school, obviously, but they talk about it, the technique and the
On a
whole 9 yards.
cadaver.
I mean,
Oh, it's just, oh, no. Oh, no.
Hey, you got to practice on